What's up guys, it's Royal Angel here. Welcome to AC request video number 3. Now, in this video, the AC that I built is, well, I wouldn't say it's special, but it's more of a, well, original kind of a build. Now, if you remember, in one of my AC creation videos, I made an AC called Desert Bulk. Desert Bulk is the heavy bipedal with the overboost core. It's a overboost type heavyweight bipedal with the shotgun bazooka weapon combination. And well, the user that requested for me to make the non-OPI Heaven's Ray and non-OPI Lucifer, after watching that video with Desert Bulk, he stated that he has an AC that looked very similar in concept and design. So I decided, you know what? Why not you let me showcase your AC as well, just so you can see how both of them stack up and see how different these ACs are. So he agreed, and he sent me the schematic for that AC that was similar to Desert Bulk, and well, here's the AC, Desert Wind. As you can see here, it looks quite similar to Desert Bulk. Only thing is, it's not a heavyweight bipedal, but a midweight bipedal, and it shares the same left arm BP bazooka, only that the other weapons are all different. And the main frame is also different since it's a midweight. The only thing that I'm a bit concerned about, or the thing that I want to talk about, is the Magnolia generator. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have watched the video where I tested out the various different generators and the boosters, just to test their compatibility and see which one is more practical for use. And in that video, I mentioned that, or at least I said that the Magnolia is not very viable to be run alongside the TP booster. Namely because the Magnolia, although it has a higher energy output, it also comes at the cost of higher heat emission from the generator while boosting, and at the same time, it has lower capacity. And given that the TP is also quite a drainy booster, you're gonna run out of energy quite fast if you don't manage your energy properly when using the Magnolia. So that is why I'm not a big fan of this generator. I don't use this generator a lot either. I often opt for the G91, or hell, even the G84P, or even the Lotus. So just saying that the Magnolia is not a very good generator to use. I'm not saying it's the worst, but like in terms of practicality, it's outclassed by the G91 and Lotus in every way. So that is the reason why I wouldn't advise using the Magnolia on whatever AC that you're using. So, and another thing is, you have the Wraith handgun on your hanger. I'm not sure whether we really need the Wraith as well, because the BP alone it can do all the work pretty much. Like the BP bazooka is enough to do all the work on its own, and that's why I don't really see the reason. Oh, I don't see why you still need the Wraith handgun in the hangar, but we shall see. Like, I'm gonna be pitting Desert Wind against the same opponents that Desert Bulk fought. And then from there we'll see whether we really need the Wraith handgun. Is it really needed? Aside from that, there's nothing really much else to talk about. I mean, the rifle bazooka, you have the upgraded starter rifle, which is also a very good weapon, and the starter missile alongside the RM3 extensions, and that can prove very deadly. Like, I know some of you would say the starter missile launcher is not that great, but really, if you can combine that with the good relay missile extensions like the RM3 as you see here, it can be pretty deadly. And I've used that combination as well on multiple occasions, and it can deal a lot of damage to the enemy as well. So that is why the starter missile launcher is not all that bad, in my opinion. And also, you're using the S3 legs, and the S3 legs are really good mid-weight biped legs if you are looking for AP stat-wise. Like, compared to the other mid-weight bipedals, the S3 by far has the most AP stat. So, I mean, although the S3 has good AP stat, but it's quite slow compared to the other bipedals. I would say, like, S3, it's like a bulky, really tanky middleweight biped. So if you're considering to use something that you don't want it to be a heavy bipedal, but you also want it to be quite tanky, the AC to be quite tanky as a middleweight bipedal, then yeah, the S3 is the way to go. And yeah, and the Loris arms also pretty good, good for blading as well. So yeah, there's that. And then the U4 core is not very widely used as well. I don't see it being used often. I don't use that a lot myself either, so it's interesting to see the kind of core on a biped like this. And of course, the i3 is also a good head part. I like the i3 head as well. It's really good head part to use. In fact, among the rest of the I heads, it's one of the better I heads. So yeah, I also like to use this head part. And that's pretty much all I can say at this point. I mean, I still have to pit it against the opponents that Desert Ball fought just to see how well this will fare. And like before, I will not be providing commentary during the fights. You'll just be listening to music, and at the same time watching me fight with Desert Wind. So, I'm gonna be, like in the previous AC request video, I'm gonna be laying over music from other AC soundtracks while I fight the opponents that Desert Bulk fought. So, and then after that, like before, I'll also provide my feedback on the AC. So anyways, right after this, I'm gonna go fight the opponents that I need to fight, and then afterward, I'll see you guys for the feedback session.
This won't take long. Watch out, Raven. Unidentified units are headed your way.
Zenaida, you're gonna pay for killing my comrades!
Why now? It looks like our battle will have to wait another day.
Alright guys, so we're back, and as you saw in the fights earlier, this AC actually performed quite well, and but there are a couple things that I want to address about this AC. The first thing that I want to talk about is the Magnolia generator, obviously. Now, I know some of you might disagree with me about this, but I don't, for me personally, I think that Magnolia is just not is really not that good of a generator. Like, compared to the G91 and the Lotus, and even this, the G84P, the Magnolia pales so much in comparison to these other generators. And I really don't see why you would even go for this when there are clearly better generators like these out there. And furthermore, look at the condenser capacity. Look at the capacity on this thing. It's only 27,000, and it's not even near that close to this, or... I know that the Lotus is a lower capacity, but the red zone, or the emergency capacity, actually has like triple the value. Meaning, this thing has a red zone of 6,000, and if you triple that, it'll become 18,000. And you add that to the condenser capacity, it'll be like, hell, over 36,000, which is almost equivalent to the G91. So really, and this thing has only freaking 5,000, and it doesn't really add up that much. So and also the heat emission value on this thing, look at that, it's 3500. These things have way lower heat emission. And so yeah, it's, in my opinion, the Magnolia doesn't really fit well with this AC. I mean, I'm not saying that it's completely bad, but I'm saying that it could be better with these generators. So yeah, that's my suggestion, to change the Magnolia to one of these generators. And the other thing that I want to talk about, the Wraith handgun. Now, if you saw in the fights earlier, I didn't even use my Wraith. I didn't even need my Wraith handgun. Simply because the BP was already so freaking powerful enough to take care of the enemies. Like, this thing, really, the BP, it's a killer weapon. You can use it even as a main weapon, and you can still, you know, deal a lot of damage to the enemy. And if you have this on the left arm, you can, you know, like, this thing is enough. It's enough to do the job. It's already pretty good on its own. You don't even need anything else to compensate for it, except maybe the right arm weapon, just to make sure, you know, that the enemy will be destroyed fast enough. So in my opinion, the Wraith isn't really needed for this AC, because the BP is already doing all the work. So yeah, I don't really find the Wraith a necessity. It's not really that necessary of a weapon to have, because the BP is already doing all the work, like I said. As for the rifle, I really nothing to critique it about. But it's not bad in my opinion. But maybe if you want to switch things out a bit, or you just want to mess around with builds and such, you could probably offer a machine gun, because this is also my favorite machine gun. You want to toy around with stuff like that. Maybe you want to toy around with stuff, you can change it to the Pixie 3. But other than that, or even the Nyx, hell, but if you have the Nyx on, then you might consider having a hanger weapon for the right arm, because the Nyx has finite ammo. So that's the thing. And there's nothing really else for me to talk about aside from the Magnolia and the Wraith. The U4 core is not too bad either. Although, one thing I would say, it's the energy drain on it can be an issue. Like, look at that, 1368 energy drain compared to other cores like the U3 core, that is like 1124, 1082, although this would be overweight. In fact, I think if you were to have the C8090 on this, it wouldn't be that bad, honestly. Like, if you were to, if you were to, say, switch out the Magnolia for the G91, and then, say, if you were to switch it out, then you would opt for this, thereby removing the need for the Wraith, then you can easily tune the parts to compensate, so as for the AC to not be overweight. Like, maybe if you want to opt for some weight off, you could easily, like, let's see. Yeah, you see, that would do it. Just 1 point on weight on the Ananda. That would allow you to have the C8090 on this AC without being overweight. So yeah, that you can see it. It actually can work even with a core like the C8090. It's not too bad at all. Although in the process it might become a bit heavier, because the C8090 is in fact heavier than the U4 core that this AC has. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can say. And also the whoops. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to freaking put the part back, and then this recorder starts freaking lagging on me, and it's just pretty frustrating for me to scroll through all the parts that slow. But yeah, so that's my suggestion, to change the Magnolia to either one of these, and then you don't really need the Wraith handgun. Although I guess I could suggest changing the arm weapon for something that has more DPS than the rifle. I mean, this rifle also has pretty good DPS in my opinion. But I'm saying, if you want more close range firepower, you might want to offer the Pixie 3 or something that has a higher fire rate. But other than that, there's nothing really else that I would suggest changing. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, the third AC request video I made, and if you guys want more, if you guys are also intending to submit more AC requests, you can do so in the comment section. I'll try to find time to upload as soon as I can. So I'll see you guys in the next video.